chase, Nye, touchdown. The linebacker picked it up. That was not a forward pass. First down and 10, football at the 41. Potts cutting to the outside. Grayson Potts bounces out 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Potts, end zone, touchdown. Back to pass. Magnano steps up again to the outside Simmons. Look what he does after the catch. Down that sideline, dances. He's gone. Marcus Simmons, touchdown, Millionaires.
Play action by Watkins, rolling to his right, throws wide open, touchdown! From the gun, drops back to pass, looks, throws over the middle in the end zone, circus catch in the end zone for a touchdown!
First quarter. On their third play from scrimmage, quarterback Brent Burley's pass gets picked off by Logan Ott and returned for a touchdown to put the Warriors up 7-0. Dylan Mull goes off left tackle, finds a seam, and takes it to the house, putting the Warriors up 14-0.
Welcome to Touchdowns and Tailgates, powered by the Fairfield Auto Group, and we're here on the grass turf, South Williamsport. And I'm with head mounted coach Chris Eisworth. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, how you doing, Jim? Good to see you.
Good to see you for another year. Hey, back to the turf. You know, everybody's switching over, and we're still old school here in Southside. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, we're kind of a little bit of, you know, dinosaurs over here, so we like to play on the grass.
I like natural grass. Stay with it.
Yeah, I mean,
well, hey, a lot of doubters. Let's get right to it. A lot of doubters. You lost a lot of players. You come back, you're off to a 2-0 start. That has to make you feel good yourself and your coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is year 8 for us. So myself, my staff.
Year 8.
Yeah,
we're getting old, you know.
Yeah, it's time's ticking, but you know, we've kind of set a recipe up, and we try to follow it. I mean, you know, there's always going to be trials and tribulations, and you know, bumps in the road, but you know, I think we try to keep it simple. We try to, you know, work on fundamentals. We try to get the kids strong, and you know, we go from there.
And it's pretty much the same game plan you've used the last several years, but new faces. Let's talk about that a little bit. Who's really stepped up so far in the first 2 ball games?
Well, you know, I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, we went into the season, we talked about, you know, kind of replacing some guys that, you know, were all state. So we had to replace, you know, Ben Johnson, and Riley Barnes, and Griffin
another
Metzger.
stud.
You know, guys like that on the offensive line who all just had tremendous careers. And, you know, we've done that with a few guys that, I mean, they've really come to play. They're working hard. Russell Branton at center. He's up to about 230. You know, worked hard in the off season. Very proud of him. He's becoming a great leader. You know, Ryan Withers was back, and Dakota Hill was back. I mean, they're both big kids, 230, 280-pound guys that love the weight room. Chris Clem at tight end. You know, he played a lot at tight end last year. You know, and then, you know, when you talk about Jake Lusk, who's a senior at about 250, I mean, it's all kind of shaping up. Sam Livorno, he stepped in, gained about 25 pounds at guard. So, I mean, you know, everything starts with our offensive line and defensive line. So they're doing a great job, and we're proud of them.
And that's the one thing I think you've been able to do over here is have that consistency. That gets lost, you know, with Don Bragalone and with Gideon Green and some of the horses that you've had. But the consistency on that offensive line just seems to be getting better and better. And I mean, quite honestly, I mean, that's where it starts, is that and then it flips over to the D-line. You know?
Yeah, and you know, we've been fortunate. I mean, we didn't have a scrimmage this year because of the rain and the bad weather, so we kind of had to pass on that, and I think it kind of affected us week 1, but we come out week 2, and you know, they do say you improve the most week 1, week 2. I think the kids have done a nice job there.
Well, Montgomery was laying in wait for you too. They had that game circled. That's back to the mentality. You know, you're approaching it as a ball game. They had that circled since last year.
Yeah, and they have some great players. They're doing a super job with the program. Kids are getting stronger, better. And, you know, I think everyone in the whole area is improving. So
no scrimmage.
It's competitive.
Why didn't you have a scrimmage?
We didn't have a scrimmage because we weren't permitted to use the game field. So
okay. Well, here's an offer. I know well, one good thing about what I do in the area is I know some people. We can find you a field. There's a lot of good people I know. You let me know, and I would take care of arranging it for you. And if it needs approving or anything, we'll even bus you. How's that?
Oh my God, that'd be great. I really appreciate it.
Because the scrimmage, I mean, I won't get going in the PIAA.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time. The early start, it's 2 games in August. One scrimmage, and I don't like the formula they're using, and that one scrimmage is so important.
It's simulating the game speed. And, that's huge.
Yeah.
But
you can't do it against yourself either. No matter how much.
No, you can't simulate it.
And honestly, sometimes it's good that kids don't go as hard as they could against each other, because the numbers here, we're at Loyal Soccer, or at the other schools. I mean, it's great to say, let's go hard. But then again, there's only so many players, and you can't lose guys. I mean, so. Well, hey, I don't want to tie anything you want to talk about.
No, I'm just extremely proud of the guys. I'm proud of the staff. And, we had a great crowd the other night out here. I think South Williamsport's excited. And, when you have guys returning like A.J. Flick and Gannon Goreski, who stepped in, and Luke Winter, who's a 3-year starter, and he's only a junior. All these guys, Lentz has had a tremendous start to his season. He, catching Nash, Finn. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but there's a lot of guys that are really doing a great job.
Well, let's get to a couple of your players, and then we'll talk with them a little bit. They like that, and I enjoy that. It takes care of my coaching fix each week. And I just want to tell you, great job over here. Keep it up, and good luck with the season.
Appreciate it.
Hey, we'll take a little break for Fairfield, and we'll be right back.
Over the years, this area has seen its share of ups and downs. And for the past 30 years, our employees have been dedicated to making sure your investment in your vehicle goes a long way, from sales to service. And we promise that same level of commitment for the next 30 years. It's your time, Central Pennsylvania. You deserve a fair deal. Fairfield. You're gonna love us.
And we're back at Rodney K. Morgan Stadium, and I got a couple Mounties with me. Introduce yourself, boys.
I'm A.J. Flick. I'm a senior quarterback and D-back.
I'm Chris Clem. I'm a senior D-end and tight end.
Great start to the season, 2-0. A lot of doubters out there didn't expect that. Tell me about playing for Coach Eisworth in the start of the 2018 season.
It's the same thing every year. We get in January, and we just keep working till the season starts. And by the time the season starts, we're ready.
And the off-season work you've done over the years at Southside has always amazed me, and how he develops players and how hard you guys work. He has a way of making that fun, even though it isn't a lot of fun, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's just growing together as a team every day and just working with the guys.
And I've known you since you were just a young A.J. Flick, and you've developed into a 3-year starter now at quarterback. Mm-hmm. Did you ever think this would play out this way coming up through?
Not really. I mean, I'm happy how it played out, though.
And the stud running backs have moved on. Somebody else is filling, but you're still here to give the Mounties stability. Hey, let's pass the mic on to your teammate here. So tell me about you. What's your favorite part of playing football?
Really just hitting people and working hard every day, coming out, playing hard.
I like that hitting people thing. Yeah. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
So you're a 3-year starter?
Yep.
Also, over that 3-year period of time, you've seen players come and go. Did you ever think you'd be the senior standing here with me today?
No, not really. It was always like looking up to the older guys and like seeing what they can do and like how I can get better by looking at them and trying to copy what.
And then now you're the older guys, okay? What do you think about the season? You got 2 wins under your belt. You got some difficult games. I mean, I know what the goals are. Why don't you tell me what you're looking for?
We're looking for a district championship at the end of it. We're really trying to get that district title game.
And for those that don't know, the Mounties are down playing single A where they should be, based on class size, and it opens up some doors because you don't have to play Southern Columbia, which is a good thing no matter who you are. And any one opponent on the schedule? I shouldn't ask you this. Don't tell Chris I asked this. Any one opponent you're looking forward to playing?
I'm really looking forward to playing that Loyal Stock game. I'm real pumped up for that.
Last game of the season.
Yep.
I love that game. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
And I got a taste of it from both sides, and it's just a fantastic game. Let's pass the mic back over. QB, I asked you, tell me about your offensive line, because you turned them over, and now you got some new guys, but it seems to be the same plan, same thing.
It's definitely a lot of new guys, but they get in and they know what they're doing. They're strong, so it's the same thing.
What's your favorite play to run?
Oh, I like the toss pass when Cole throws it to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a sweet play, too.
Yeah.
Back to you. Out of everything you do for Coach Eisworth, what's your favorite thing to do?
Favorite thing is really just try to be a leader on it. It's a lot of young players on this team and trying to step up this year.
And he actually said to me how you stepped up into a leadership role. And that's a tough thing to do because you have all these older kids and then it's time for you to do it. And it's not as easy as everybody thinks, is it?
No, it's not. But
so, hey, I got something to tell you, boys. For the effort the first 2 weeks, especially this week against Wyalusing and the effort of your teammates, you're my Webb Weekly Team of the Week for this week. So what does that mean, AJ?
Means we got to keep working hard.
Working hard, and I'm going to feed you, right?
Yeah.
You'll get enough pizza to eat, right?
Yeah.
So proud of you guys. Keep it going here on this side of the river, and I got that game circled too the last week of the season. I always do. So take a moment for Fairfield Auto Group, and we'll be right back.
Over the years, this area has seen its share of ups and downs. And for the past 30 years, our employees have been dedicated to making sure your investment in your vehicle goes a long way, from sales to service. And we promise that same level of commitment for the next 30 years. It's your time, Central Pennsylvania. You deserve a fair deal. Fairfield. You're gonna love us.
And I'm back here at Rodney K. Morgan Stadium with Doc Chris Massey of the Sun Gazette. How's it going, Doc?
Good.
Hey, week 2's in the books. What did you see?
We saw some surprises, some good, some bad, and some big wins for some teams, and starting to maybe get a feel for how things might shape up the next 8 weeks.
And it's amazing how things evolve from week 1 till week 10 into the playoffs. But what's the best thing you saw out of a team this week?
Loyal Sox come back against Danville, down 23-6 in the second quarter, staring at 0-2 against a really good team, and they found a way to get it done. And I'm not going to say it's a season saver this early, but it was a huge boost for them.
And Loyal Sox had them the way the last couple of years have gone. Loyal Sox had them right where they wanted them down.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like you. I thought they were in trouble, and Connor Watkins played out of his mind, and they went to a little running game and mixed it up, and it worked out well for him. Yep. What was the worst thing you saw this week?
Williamsport losing 38-0 to Altoona. No Trace and Potts. It was a monsoon down there, but still expect more from Williamsport. Altoona was 2-8 last year, and they just got to play better than that, especially on defense.
And that was the perfect storm against Williamsport. They didn't have their Heisman Trophy candidate. The weather was bad for quarterback Joe, and things just didn't go well. And the best thing they can do, and I know Coach Cruz put that one.
Exactly. Flush it down the toilet and move on.
Move on. They have a tough game coming up. Yeah. Gary Chrisman, Cable Sports Live, will have it this week. The Berwick Bulldogs come to Williamsport. So
it's going to be a tough one, that's for sure.
So hopefully Trayson gets back and they turn things around.
Yeah.
So let's move right along here. That gets us to the Doc Massey top 5.
New number 1, Lewisburg at 2-0. Beat up on Central Mountain 55-7. Sophomore running back Max Moyers, 320 yards and 5 touchdowns. And it was the air show last week, and this week they ran it, and that's what they can do. They can do both, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
And I knew from watching them in the district semifinal against Loyal Sox last year, they were going to be a darn good football team this year. And they haven't done anything but upheld the potential they have. And more importantly, their defense.
They're playing well.
They're solid. So number 2.
Montoursville, also 2-0. Could make a good case for them being in that top spot. And this will be their first big test against Jersey Shore this week, but through 2 weeks, they're looking really good on both sides of the ball, and they're really getting good contributions up and down the roster.
Yeah, they've been solid, and that's another team you saw coming along as the season progressed last year. And by the time they played Loyal Sox, that was they were in the playoffs last year, which was a shock. And everybody knew the potential. Now that they're fulfilling what folks thought. And great matchup against the Bulldogs, great rivalry matchup. PA Sports Live will have that one on Webb Weekly Live, and our team of Paul and Paul. So that's another good matchup this week.
Definitely.
That gets us to number 3.
Number 3, Loyal Sox moves up into that spot. Still struggling some on defense, but the offense played great against Danville, and they got some key stops when they needed to. But they have the chance to put up points every week, and beat the way that they came back has to show them that they can win under a lot of different circumstances. So I think they're going to get a lot of mileage out of that win.
And they've been able to do that the last 3 years, where they fall behind early and manage to claw their way back and come back. And the only time I've seen them not be victorious is they've done that, and I can't remember. They ran out of gas a couple times from the. But again, great effort from the Lancers, and they've given up 80 points plus in 2 weeks. I'm sure Coach Van Fleet will straighten that out, and I'm sure he's happy to be 1-1.
Absolutely, yeah. That could have been a lot different.
Who do we got next?
Right here, South Williamsport, 2-0. A lot of new faces. Lost a lot of starters from last year, but the same results. Continuing the winning tradition that they have here, and AJ Flick's playing well. Gannon Goriski's leading the area and rushing. They're getting good defense, so they're playing good all-around ball.
The face behind the helmet has changed, but the result remains the same.
Exactly. That's the way they've built it here.
Yep, great job, and glad to be over here at Southside. But he has a good formula for continued success as players graduate. And last but not least,
I'm going to stick with Williamsport at number 5. Thinking maybe that was just a mirage last week, and without Trayson, it's hard to get a read on where Williamsport's actually at. But we'll find out a lot about where they are this week. It's not that the loss doesn't define them. How they bounce back from it will.
I agree with you 100%. I think they have the talent and the staff. I think they'll be fine. And the big key is Trayson not coming back too early. Get him healthy. Get him back for when we get into November and so forth. So, anything else you wanted to talk about?
We'll go player of the week. We'll go with Connor Watkins. We mentioned it here, but he had over 300 total yards of offense, 5 touchdowns, 10 tackles, interception. And when we talk about those Loyal Sock comebacks, he's kind of the guy. He's the engine that's powering the car, and just a great clutch performer that's going to be a good get for Villanova.
And I'll tell you, the biggest play he made in that game might have been the interception when Danville was heading in, and he took it over his shoulder and took it away from a good receiver and stopped the Danville drive. Yep. And he likes to hit. I'm sure you remember last year, one of my favorite plays was he went out and laid somebody out.
Yeah, against Lewisburg.
His stock just keeps rising in my eyes. Yours?
I mean, he's got the intangibles to go with the talent. Just a tremendous competitor and a great will to win.
He does, and I think that's what the Lancers what they need now. Connor's a great leader. They need somebody on defense to step up as that leader on the defensive side. Yep. Connor's on defense, but it's hard to be able to lead both sides of the ball.
Ways.
If they get somebody like Bam or somebody to step up and be a defensive leader, that'll help them out tremendously too.
Big time.
So, anything you got? Anything else?
No, just looking forward to Montour Jersey Shore and great rivalry game.
And you're going to be up there covering the game too.
I am. Yeah.
Can we catch up with you maybe before the game and at halftime?
Absolutely.
That'd be great. We'll tie that right into the Webb Weekly Live, PA Sports Live Game of the Week. And thanks,
good.
Doc Massey.
My pleasure.
Let's get out of here. It's pretty hot, huh?
It is.
We'll be right back.
I play softball, Fast Mass.
We play soccer, Fast Mass.
I swim and play track, Fast Mass.
We play hockey, Fast Mass.
And I'm back with Montoursville head coach J.C. Keefer. Hey, Coach, how we doing?
Great, how are you?
Good. Well, we talked last year, so this isn't a surprise to me or to you. We knew you had a good group of young folks coming along, and we knew you were talented, and I know you're coach fundamental when it comes to teaching. 2-0 start. Tell me, give me your overview of how things have gone so far.
Well, like you said, I just have a good group of kids. You know, they're fun to be around, they're fun to coach, they're very teachable, coachable kids. So regardless of what our record is, we love being out here, you know. This coaching staff is just putting in, we put so much work into it, you know, outside of the 2 hours of practice that nobody sees. And it really, makes it easy when you're putting that kind of time in. When you have kids like this that are coming willing to put the work in every day,
Yes.
it's really made the difference.
Nobody understands how much goes into a high school football program, the time that the coaching staff and behind the scenes, the weight room, the summer, everything. One thing I do know from talking to some folks that this group likes the work that you have. They like the work.
No question. They love it. I mean, we even open up and our booster club pays for them if they want to go do their speed workouts up at the fitness factory on their own.
Nice.
And we get a good core group going up there on their own during the summer, spring. So
Mark Stiller?
Yep.
Does a great job with the young men. Yep. And ladies.
I can kind of tell going in what kind of season we're going to have with the kind of work that the kids put in. So it's been exceptional, and we're excited about it. I mean, just the type of kids, for example, I kind of want to give a shout out to, we're doing a community event this Saturday after the Jersey Shore game. It's called Running Over Addiction, and it's to benefit, people don't realize a lot of athletes get addicted to, to drugs because of, having knee surgeries or elbow surgeries, and they're on painkillers, and then that leads to a lot of addiction issues. So it's just something I have 90% of my guys participating in that Saturday morning. So I did want to plug them, but that's the type of kids I have.
That's fantastic.
That's what kind of team you're going to have when you have kids say, Coach, I want to be involved in that. You know what I mean? So it really shows on the field too with what we're doing.
And again, I mean, we could do a whole show or series on athletes and what happens, and wanting to stay on the field, and therefore, But we'll stay away from that.
Yep.
You're going up to Bulldog Land.
Yep.
Been a great rivalry, great game over the years. Tell me about Jersey Shore and the Montoursville Warrior matchup this year.
Oh, it's a fun one. It's actually Montoursville's longest standing. I'm not really going to use the word rivalry, but matchup. So Montoursville has played Jersey Shore consecutive years more than any other team. There was a time when we didn't even play Loyalsock.
I know the rivalry, the bridge went away there
for a couple years. The Selinsgrove game wasn't there for a couple years, but Jersey Shore had always been on the schedule. So it's really a neat rivalry. I think heading up to my alma mater, number one is always special for me and my family. My wife's from Jersey Shore, so her parents still live in Jersey Shore, so I know a lot of those kids. Coach Gravish, Coach Jackson, those guys up there do a phenomenal job.
Do a great job.
It's going to be tough, physical.
Yeah, looking forward. We have it on Webb Weekly Live, Cable Sports Productions, along with PA Sports. We bring you 2 games every week, and this week the PA Sports guys will be up there, and my team of Paul and Paul will have the game, and so you can watch it later on that night.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, hey, we got a couple young Warriors here, Warrior players.
Yep.
We'll get them in here, but I just want to tell you, hey, great job with the program. Great things ahead. I think it's going to be a fantastic season here.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that.
And we'll catch up with you.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Coach. We'll be right back with a few of the Warrior players.
Over the years, this area has seen its share of ups and downs. And for the past 30 years, our employees have been dedicated to making sure your investment in your vehicle goes a long way, from sales to service. And we promise that same level of commitment for the next 30 years. It's your time, Central Pennsylvania. You deserve a fair deal. Fairfield. You're gonna love us.
And we're back with a few of those Warriors that are making it happen. And like I like to do, I'll let the boys introduce themselves.
I'm Dylan Bennett. I'm a sophomore linebacker and receiver.
How's it going so far?
Season's going good so far. Looking forward to teams we have coming up and see where we're at.
We'll keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Jackson Delana, junior, safety and slot.
Jackson, I've known you since you were a little guy too.
Yeah.
The Delanas used to live behind the Webbs. And my boys were obviously a lot bigger then, and you guys were just born. And I've seen you grow up all the way since you've been a newborn. And your parents, good to see you.
Yeah.
And you're taller than me.
Yeah, I know. I grew a lot.
Well, you're having a great baseball season, great football season, good things happening here at Montoursville. We'll get back to you. Who do we got over here?
Cameron Wood, junior, defensive end and fullback.
Cameron Wood, I'm having flashbacks. You know what they're to?
What?
That district final game.
Yeah.
You had the big knock in that.
Thank
How'd
you.
that feel?
Felt great.
Well, let's flip the football. What do you like most about football?
Just being out here with all my friends playing. Just feels great. Be a part of something special.
There's nothing better than high school football. Enjoy every moment of it, I'm telling you. And you can talk to any of the guys that go into college and play. High school football and in our area is just that special time in your life. So.
Great atmosphere.
So tell me about Coach. How do you like playing for Coach?
I like him. Yeah.
Coach JC
holds you very accountable. mean, no messing around. It's all business, and it's how it is.
And you guys work.
Yeah,
I admire
absolutely.
the work. So good things are happening. Let's pass it back over here to this young man. How do you like playing for Coach?
Oh, I love it. He's my favorite coach.
Favorite coach?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you trying to get the ball a few more times?
Yeah,
or
that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. The program last year was a tougher year. You played this year. We're coming along, and I saw it happening. The game against Loyalsock, that was a ball game right to the third quarter. And how does it feel to see this coming together and you're off to a 2-0 start?
I just think we work a lot better this year together, and we just bond more this year, I guess, and everything just runs more smoothly.
I agree with you. And you like the turf?
Yeah, I love it. It's super nice to play on.
All right, we'll come over to you. Who's your favorite coach? And you can't say Coach Keefer.
Probably Coach Myers, because he's the head of the defense and he knows what he's talking about. And he knows like when to take things serious, but then he knows like when to let off and let us have a little fun.
That's all. Hey, it's all about fun. Football is I got to say it right. It takes a long time to play football. Practice, weight room, everything that goes into it. And you got to have coaches that make it fun. That's for sure. So tell us about Coach JC too and the program he's installed here at Montoursville. I've watched from across the. I know one thing: when Montoursville and Loyalsock are both good, football in our area is much better because it just seems. And Williamsport goes into that equation. But we're getting to a point where there's tough games every week.
Yeah.
But how does it feel to be part of this program that's been built here?
It feels good. I think last year was a tough year for us, but a lot of our young guys, we learned from it last year, and now this year we know how to handle those situations.
And I agree, and you guys have developed that. That was, boy, Coach had a young group last year as a whole. Okay, so we'll go to one last thing. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out Coach Molino for coaching us linebackers up and being a good coach.
And I always like linebackers. What's your favorite part of playing football?
Defense right now. I just like hitting people and initiating the contact. On offense, you're the one getting hit, but defense, you're the one hitting people.
Playing downhill, right?
Yeah.
Come back over here. Give a shout out to somebody else.
Scoob, probably.
Yeah?
Funny guy.
Keeps you laughing?
Uh-huh.
And what's your favorite part of playing football?
Defense. I love safety.
Yeah? Lining things up and
I love making the calls and just getting everybody where they need to be.
Excellent. Anybody anybody else you can think of?
Coach Hannah for helping me with my routes.
Would that be a girlfriend?
Yeah.
We'll save that. We'll save that for
right,
another.
right.
Pass it on over to him. Shout out.
Coach Heinrich, just being the defensive line coach, helping me out first few weeks back.
Nice. And any goofy stories you got to tell us of things that happen here in the borough?
Not really.
No?
Pretty normal life.
Pretty normal life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you guys. I wish you're going up to Bulldog Land. I wish you well, and it should be a great matchup. And that'll wrap up another episode of Webb Weekly Live Touchdowns Tailgates, powered by the Fairfield Auto Group. And thanks, everybody.
At the 41, Potts cutting to the outside. Grayson Potts bounces out 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Potts, end zone, touchdown. Back to pass. Fagnano steps up again to the outside Simmons. Look what he does after the catch. Down that sideline, dances. He's gone. Marcus Simmons, touchdown, Millionaires.
Play action by Watkins, rolling to his right, throws wide open, touchdown! From the gun, drops back to pass, looks, throws over the middle in the end zone, circus catch in the end zone for a touchdown!
First quarter. On their third play from scrimmage, quarterback Brent Burley's pass gets picked off by Logan Ott and returned for a touchdown to put the Warriors up 7-0. Dylan Mullen goes off left tackle, finds a seam and takes it to the house, putting the Warriors up 14-0.